Maddie, Ben, and Aaron. Okay. And there's the graph. Go.
How many of you have been affected by depression, suicide, or violence in your school? I believe we can stop this kind of behavior with annual mandatory mental health checkups for kindergarten through our college years. Here in the United States, it is mandatory for all school-age students to attend some form of schooling. So I believe that the easiest way to reach our youth is to start in the school system. According to an article on jasonfoundation.com, suicide is the second leading cause of death for our youth ages 10 to 24. And more teenagers and young adults die from suicide than from cancer, heart disease, AIDS, birth defects, stroke, pneumonia, influenza, and chronic lung disease combined. In another article on independent.co.uk, they state that there have been 142 school shootings in the United States since 2012. And as you can see on this chart behind me, there's been a dramatic increase in mass school shootings from 1966 to 2015. I believe the most effective way to treat mental illness is to reach our children before it is too late. I would like to look at how we handle mental illness here in the United States today. If you are suffering from a mental illness, it is up to you to seek the treatment that you need. But if you do not in fact know that you have a mental illness, how can you seek treatment? In many cases of suicide and or school shootings, the perpetrator presented many signs of depression or other mental illness and never sought treatment. We have all experienced depression ourselves or have loved somebody that has suffered from it. We can help everyone get the help that they need. By implementing mandatory annual mental health checkups, we can reach all of our students here in the United States. If we combine therapeutic assignments into our children's education, we can not only help them focus on their schoolwork, but also help them cope with the symptoms of their illness. When someone is suffering from a mental illness, it is very difficult for them to focus on anything other than their symptoms. I myself have suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder, and I was not diagnosed until I was an adult. And as a child, I suffered and struggled with my schoolwork. Now as an adult, I'm able to be successful after receiving the treatment that I needed. You see, because of the mental illness, you may feel overwhelmed in social situations and not know how to cope with these symptoms. So let's look at the reality here. By starting mental health screenings at the earliest grade of kindergarten, we can reach our children and help them get the help they need for their illness before it takes over and causes irrational thinking and violent behavior. If we continue to ignore this issue and pretend that mental health is not just as important as an education, we can most certainly watch our suicides and mass murder rates in our youth continue to grow. How can we help? I'm urging you to petition to make annual mental health checkups mandatory for all students in the United States. Have your children screened today and continue to do so until they are an adult. Now let's conclude with this. We have seen the damage that poor mental health has on our youth, and it will not stop until we do something. We desperately need to screen our children's mental health in order to get them the help that they need. Let's go have our children screened today and demand that this is mandatory for all students in the United States.